Dear friends, when we ask the question, what makes a food healthy? Many people immediately think of vegetables, fruits, or simply eating less fat. But health is far more complex than that. The real answer depends on how food interacts with your body, especially as you age. After the age of 50, your metabolism slows down, insulin sensitivity decreases, bone density declines, and inflammation quietly rises. This means that foods which may have seemed harmless or even beneficial when you were younger may no longer serve you well now. One of the most important factors in determining whether a food is healthy is its effect on insulin. Insulin is a hormone that regulates blood sugar. When your diet is filled with foods that spike insulin, such as refined carbohydrates or lean proteins without enough fat, you end up with higher blood sugar swings, more fat storage, and eventually an increased risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Research published in the Diabetes Care Journal confirms that diets which minimize insulin spikes and emphasize nutrient-dense, low-carbohydrate foods lead to better long-term health outcomes. Another key factor is nutrient density. A food that contains vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and healthy fats in abundance supports healing, slows aging, and protects against chronic disease. In contrast, foods that are calorie-rich but nutrient-poor rob your body of resilience. The National Institutes of Health emphasizes that seniors must focus on nutrient density, not just calories, to maintain strength and vitality. Healthy food also means food that enhances nutrient absorption. For example, fat is not the enemy. In fact, healthy fats help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins such as A, D, E, and K. Fiber, too, plays a protective role by feeding your gut microbiome and keeping digestion regular. Meanwhile, phytonutrients, plant compounds beyond the standard vitamins and minerals, offer cancer protection, reduce inflammation, and support brain health. This is why the most protective foods for older adults are not just low in calories or low in fat. Instead, they are foods that balance blood sugar, provide high-quality nutrients, protect your organs, and support long-term health. In this video, we will uncover 7 of the healthiest foods you can eat after 50, each backed by modern research and practical wisdom. These are not exotic or expensive superfoods. They are simple, accessible foods that you can bring into your daily routine starting today. By the end of this journey, you will see that the right foods are not just fuel. They are medicine, protecting your heart, strengthening your bones, sharpening your mind, and even extending your life. Let us begin. When most people think of sauerkraut, they picture a simple side dish served with sausages in Germany or Eastern Europe. But in reality, sauerkraut is one of the most powerful superfoods for older adults, especially those over the age of 50. What makes this humble fermented cabbage so extraordinary is not only its nutrient density, but also the unique way it interacts with your body's microbiome, immune system, and even cardiovascular health. First, let us talk about its carbohydrate profile. A single cup of sauerkraut contains only about 6 grams of carbohydrates, but more than 4 grams of fiber. That leaves you with just under 2 grams of net carbs for an entire serving. For anyone trying to manage blood sugar, especially those concerned about insulin resistance or prediabetes, this is incredibly important. Research from the American Diabetes Association shows that a diet lower in net carbohydrates can help stabilize blood glucose, and sauerkraut fits this perfectly. Second, the vitamin C content of sauerkraut is almost unmatched in the plant kingdom. 1 cup delivers more than 700 milligrams of vitamin C. For perspective, the daily recommended intake for adults is just 75 to 90 milligrams. This means a single serving of sauerkraut provides nearly 10 times your daily requirement. Vitamin C is critical for collagen synthesis, the structural protein that keeps your skin firm, your blood vessels elastic, and your bones strong. Without enough vitamin C, as in the old sailor's disease scurvy, people develop fatigue, joint weakness, and fragile skin. Modern studies, such as one published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, confirm that higher vitamin C intake is linked to lower risk of cardiovascular disease and improved immune function. But sauerkraut is not only about vitamins. Because it is fermented, it is a living food filled with beneficial bacteria. These probiotics survive the acidic environment of the stomach and travel all the way to the colon, where they support the growth of healthy gut flora. A 2018 review in Frontiers in Microbiology highlighted how fermented vegetables like sauerkraut can enhance microbial diversity, which in turn improves digestion, reduces inflammation, and strengthens immunity. Compared to yogurt, where most probiotics are destroyed in the stomach, sauerkraut's strains are far more resilient. Another nutrient advantage of sauerkraut is vitamin K2, which is produced during fermentation by specific bacteria. Vitamin K2 plays a crucial role in calcium metabolism. Instead of allowing calcium to build up in arteries, contributing to atherosclerosis, it directs calcium into bones and teeth where it belongs. A well-known study from Rotterdam in the Netherlands followed nearly 5,000 participants and found that higher intake of vitamin K2 was associated with a 50% reduction in death from heart disease. That is not a small effect. That is a life-saving nutrient. Sauerkraut also belongs to the cruciferous vegetable family, which includes cabbage, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. These vegetables are known for their glucosinolates and sulforaphane, compounds with powerful anti-cancer effects. Researchers from Johns Hopkins University have extensively studied sulforaphane and found it to have protective effects against DNA damage and tumor growth. This means sauerkraut does not just protect your digestion, it may also contribute to long-term cancer prevention. Finally, sauerkraut provides compounds rarely discussed in mainstream nutrition, such as vitamin U, more accurately called S-methylmethionine. While not officially recognized as a vitamin, this compound has shown promise in studies for reducing gastric ulcers, soothing gastritis, and calming acid reflux. For seniors struggling with digestive discomfort, this is an added bonus. Taken together, sauerkraut is more than just a side dish. It is a low-carb, vitamin C-rich, probiotic powerhouse that supports your gut, your heart, your bones, and even your skin. And because it is inexpensive and easy to find, it is one of the most practical superfoods you can add to your diet after 50. Among leafy greens, arugula stands out as a true nutritional treasure, especially for adults over 50. Also known as rocket in Europe, arugula is part of the cruciferous family of vegetables, the same group that includes broccoli, kale, and Brussels sprouts. This family is unique because it is packed with compounds known as glucosinolates, which are converted into bioactive substances like sulforaphane and indole-3-carbinol. These compounds have been studied extensively for their cancer-protective and detoxifying properties. But arugula has additional qualities that make it particularly well-suited for healthy aging. First, let us look at its mineral content. Arugula is rich in calcium, potassium, magnesium, and folate, all of which are essential for bone and heart health. After 50, bone density naturally begins to decline, and the risk of osteoporosis increases, especially for women after menopause. A study published in Osteoporosis International highlighted that higher intake of leafy greens, including arugula, was linked to stronger bone mineral density and lower fracture risk. Unlike dairy, which can sometimes be difficult to digest for older adults, arugula provides these minerals in a form that is easy on the stomach. Second, Arugula is remarkably low in oxalates. Oxalates are compounds found in some leafy vegetables, such as spinach, that can bind with calcium and contribute to kidney stone formation. According to research from the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology, diets high in oxalate increase kidney stone risk, particularly in older men. Arugula, however, provides calcium and magnesium without the burden of excess oxalate, making it one of the safest leafy greens for long-term use. Another important feature of arugula is its role in cardiovascular health. Arugula is rich in dietary nitrates, which the body converts into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes and widens blood vessels, lowering blood pressure and improving circulation. A 2015 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed that higher intake of nitrate-rich vegetables significantly reduced blood pressure and improved vascular function. This is especially important after 50, when arteries tend to stiffen and hypertension becomes a common health concern. Nitric oxide also plays a role in sexual health. Research published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine has shown that improved nitric oxide levels can support erectile function in men and circulation in women, making arugula a natural aid for vitality and intimacy. Arugula is also an excellent anti-inflammatory food. Chronic low-grade inflammation is now recognized by the World Health Organization as a key driver of age-related diseases, including Alzheimer's, arthritis, and heart disease. Arugula contains high levels of vitamin C, vitamin K, and carotenoids, which reduce oxidative stress and inflammation. In fact, a 2017 review in Nutrients concluded that cruciferous vegetables like arugula provide phytochemicals that directly reduce markers of systemic inflammation. Lastly, arugula's flavor makes it practical. Its peppery, slightly bitter taste adds character to salads and meals, reducing the need for heavy dressings. When combined with extra virgin olive oil, a pairing often found in the Mediterranean diet, arugula not only tastes delicious, but also enhances the absorption of fat-soluble antioxidants. This synergy is why the Mediterranean diet, rich in leafy greens and olive oil, has been shown in the landmark pre-dimed trial to reduce cardiovascular events by 30%. In summary, arugula is a nutrient-rich, low-oxalate, nitrate-packed leafy green that supports bone strength, heart health, circulation, and cancer prevention. For seniors who want a simple yet powerful way to upgrade their salads, replacing ordinary lettuce with arugula may be one of the smartest choices they can make. When it comes to nutrient-dense proteins that support healthy aging, few foods compare to wild-caught salmon. Beyond its reputation as a tasty, versatile fish, salmon is one of the richest natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids, nutrients that scientists have linked to healthier hearts, stronger brains, and lower inflammation. For adults over 50, when risks of heart disease, memory decline, and joint stiffness all increase, salmon offers a package of benefits that few other foods can match. First and foremost, salmon is incredibly high in omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. Just 3 ounces of wild salmon provide more than 2,000 milligrams of omega-3s compared to cod, which has barely 170 milligrams. This difference is not trivial. The American Heart Association has published guidelines recommending at least 2 servings of fatty fish per week to reduce cardiovascular risk. Clinical trials, including one in the Journal of the American Medical Association, show that individuals with higher omega-3 blood levels have significantly lower rates of sudden cardiac death and heart attack. Omega-3s also play a critical role in brain health. As people age, memory lapses and cognitive decline become more common. The brain itself is nearly 60% fat, and DHA is one of its main structural components. A study in the journal Alzheimer's and Dementia found that older adults with higher dietary intake of DHA had a 47% lower risk of developing dementia compared to those with low intake. In other words, including salmon in your diet may not just protect your heart, it may help protect your mind. Another advantage of salmon is its rich supply of selenium, a trace mineral that acts as a powerful antioxidant. Selenium binds with and neutralizes mercury, which can be a concern with certain types of fish. Fortunately, salmon has naturally low mercury levels and high selenium, making it one of the safest choices among seafoods. The Environmental Protection Agency classifies salmon as a low-mercury fish, safe for regular consumption, even among sensitive groups like pregnant women and seniors. In addition to omega-3s and selenium, salmon provides potassium, vitamin D, zinc, and calcium. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure and prevents muscle cramping, which can be common after age 50. Vitamin D, often lacking in older adults due to reduced sun exposure, is essential for bone health and immune support. Zinc plays a role in wound healing, taste, and smell, while calcium supports bones and teeth. This combination makes salmon a multi-system protector. Salmon also combats chronic inflammation, which is a silent driver of many age-related conditions, from arthritis to cancer. A review published in Nutrients concluded that omega-3 fatty acids lower inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin-6. For seniors living with stiff joints or persistent fatigue, lowering inflammation through food may provide more relief than over-the-counter painkillers without the side effects. Finally, salmon is both delicious and practical. Its mild flavor and soft texture make it easier to chew and digest compared to tougher meats. It can be grilled, baked, or steamed, and when eaten with the skin, it provides even more beneficial fats. For those who find fish bland, a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil or a squeeze of lemon not only enhances taste, but also boosts antioxidant absorption. In summary, wild-caught salmon is a nutritional powerhouse, high in omega-3s, rich in selenium, packed with essential vitamins and minerals, and clinically proven to protect the heart, brain, and joints. For older adults aiming to maintain strength, memory, and vitality, making salmon a regular part of the weekly menu is one of the smartest dietary decisions they can make. Cod liver is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on Earth, yet it is often overlooked because many people find the idea of eating organ meats unappealing. But for those who are serious about protecting their health after the age of 50, cod liver, and its concentrated form, cod liver oil, deserves special attention. It is not just another source of protein. It is a natural pharmacy of essential vitamins, minerals, and fatty acids that target some of the most common health challenges of aging. One of the key strengths of cod liver is its high content of preformed vitamin A, or retinol. Unlike beta-carotene from carrots or sweet potatoes, which the body must convert to vitamin A, retinol is immediately active. Vitamin A supports healthy vision, particularly night vision, and helps maintain the integrity of the skin and mucous membranes lining the respiratory and digestive tracts. According to research published in the Journal of Nutrition, adequate vitamin A reduces susceptibility to infections and supports faster wound healing. For seniors, this means fewer respiratory illnesses and stronger immune defense. Equally important is vitamin D, one of the rarest nutrients in food. Vitamin D deficiency is extremely common in older adults due to reduced sun exposure and less efficient skin synthesis. Cod liver is one of the richest natural dietary sources. Studies in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition demonstrate that adequate vitamin D intake lowers the risk of fractures, enhances muscle strength, and supports immune regulation. In fact, A landmark Norwegian study following older adults found that those who regularly consumed cod liver oil had a 12% lower risk of death from cardiovascular disease compared to those who did not. Cod liver also provides abundant omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. These are the same protective fats found in salmon, but cod liver combines them with vitamins A and D, making it even more powerful. Omega-3s reduce inflammation, protect the joints, improve memory, and lower triglycerides. The combination of omega-3s with vitamin D and vitamin A is unique to cod liver and not present in regular fish oil supplements, which typically lack vitamins. Another remarkable nutrient found in cod liver is vitamin K2, created during processing by bacterial activity. Vitamin K2 directs calcium into the bones and teeth, rather than allowing it to deposit in the arteries or joints. The famous Rotterdam study demonstrated that higher intakes of vitamin K2 were linked to lower rates of heart disease and arterial calcification. For seniors at risk of osteoporosis and hardened arteries, cod liver provides a unique dual benefit: stronger bones and healthier blood vessels. Cod liver also delivers iodine, critical for thyroid health, and B vitamins, which support energy metabolism and brain function. The nutrient profile is so concentrated that cod liver has a fat-to-protein ratio of nearly 5:1, meaning it provides sustained energy without spiking insulin. This makes it particularly suitable for those following low-carb or ketogenic diets to manage blood sugar and weight. The practicality of cod liver should not be underestimated. While not always easy to find in grocery stores, high-quality, wild-caught cod liver and cod liver oil are available online and in specialty health stores. For taste-sensitive individuals, cod liver oil in capsule form still delivers the same nutritional advantages. Importantly, moderation is key. Just a few spoonfuls of cod liver oil per week or half a tin of cod liver meat per meal is enough to reap its benefits without overwhelming the digestive system. In summary, cod liver is a rare superfood, rich in vitamins A, D, and K2, high in omega-3 fatty acids, protective against heart disease, supportive of bone and immune health, and uniquely valuable for seniors. Whether eaten as cod liver itself or consumed as cod liver oil, this traditional food has stood the test of time as one of nature's most potent remedies for healthy aging. For decades, red meat has been unfairly demonized as a cause of heart disease, cancer, and shortened lifespan. However, modern research reveals a much more nuanced picture. The truth is, not all red meat is created equal. Highly processed meats, such as hot dogs or fast food burgers, are indeed harmful due to additives, preservatives, and poor quality fats. But when we shift our focus to grass-fed organic ground beef, we discover an entirely different nutritional profile. One that supports strength, muscle maintenance, and healthy aging, especially after 50. Let us begin with one of its most important nutrients, heme iron. Unlike non-heme iron from plants, heme iron is readily absorbed by the body. This is particularly vital for older adults, many of whom suffer from anemia due to reduced stomach acid production. A study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that iron deficiency anemia in seniors is strongly linked to fatigue, frailty, and reduced quality of life. Grass-fed beef provides iron in the most efficient form, helping restore energy, stamina, and vitality. Next, ground beef is an exceptional source of vitamin B12, a nutrient critical for nerve health, red blood cell production, and cognitive function. Deficiency in vitamin B12 becomes increasingly common with age, partly due to declining absorption capacity. Research from neurology has shown that older adults with low B12 levels are more likely to suffer from memory decline, depression, and neurological disorders. A single serving of grass-fed beef can supply well over 100% of the daily requirement for B12, making it a cornerstone for brain health. Grass-fed beef is also rich in zinc, selenium, phosphorus, and B vitamins, B2, B3, B6. Zinc supports immunity and wound healing. Selenium acts as an antioxidant, protecting against cellular damage, and phosphorus contributes to bone strength. Together, these nutrients form a package that directly supports resilience against infections, bone fractures, and chronic fatigue. What truly distinguishes grass-fed ground beef from conventional beef is its fat profile. Grass-fed beef contains higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids and conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, both associated with reduced inflammation and improved heart health. A comparative analysis published in the Journal of Animal Science showed that grass-fed beef contains up to 50% more omega-3s than grain-fed beef, along with higher concentrations of antioxidants like vitamin E. CLA, in particular, has been studied for its potential to reduce body fat and improve insulin sensitivity. Another fascinating compound in beef is carnosine, a dipeptide that protects tissues from glycation. Glycation occurs when sugars bind to proteins or fats, producing harmful compounds called AGEs, advanced glycation end products. These AGEs accelerate aging, damage blood vessels, and stiffen tissues. Research in mechanisms of aging and development shows that carnosine in beef helps neutralize glycation, effectively slowing down cellular aging. From a digestive standpoint, ground beef is often easier to handle than steak, particularly for older adults. The grinding process increases surface area, making it easier for stomach acids and digestive enzymes to break down proteins. This means seniors who struggle with indigestion from tougher cuts of meat often tolerate ground beef much better. And, because it usually contains more fat than lean cuts, it provides sustained energy without spiking insulin, a major advantage for blood sugar control. Finally, practicality matters. Ground beef is affordable, widely available, and versatile. It can be made into meatballs, patties, stews, or mixed with vegetables. The key, however, is quality. Always look for grass-fed, organic beef and avoid processed versions. With this approach, ground beef becomes not a health risk, but a powerful ally in maintaining strength, muscle mass, and overall vitality in the second half of life. In short, when chosen wisely, grass-fed ground beef is a nutrient-rich, anti-aging protein source that protects the blood, brain, and muscles. For older adults seeking strength and resilience, it is one of the most practical and beneficial foods to keep on the plate. When we talk about nuts, most people immediately think of almonds or walnuts. But one of the most underrated superfoods in the nut family is the pecan. For adults over 50, pecans are far more than a tasty snack. They are packed with healthy fats, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that make them especially valuable for heart health, blood sugar balance, and long-term disease prevention. One of the most impressive features of pecans is their carbohydrate and fiber profile. A single cup of pecans contains about 14 grams of carbohydrates, but 10 grams of that is fiber, leaving only 4 grams of net carbs. For anyone trying to manage blood sugar or follow a low-carbohydrate lifestyle, this is ideal. According to the AOU, American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, diets higher in fiber are consistently linked to lower risk of type 2 diabetes and improved insulin sensitivity. For seniors at risk of prediabetes, pecans provide satisfaction without dangerous blood sugar spikes. Equally important is pecans' fat composition. More than 70% of their calories come from heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, similar to those found in olive oil. Studies published in the Journal of Nutrition show that monounsaturated fats can lower LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol, while raising HDL, or good cholesterol. This directly reduces the risk of atherosclerosis and heart disease, the #1 cause of death among adults over 50. But pecans go beyond cholesterol management. They are one of the richest nuts in antioxidants, as confirmed by a USDA study comparing antioxidant capacity across foods. Antioxidants neutralize free radicals that damage cells, drive inflammation, and accelerate aging. A clinical trial in the Journal of Nutrition found that eating pecans daily improved antioxidant levels in the blood and reduced markers of oxidative stress within just 8 weeks. For older adults, this translates into better defense against conditions like arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and even cognitive decline. Minerals in pecans also play an essential role. They provide a balanced combination of zinc and copper, two trace elements that work together in enzymatic reactions related to immunity and energy metabolism. Zinc is critical for wound healing and immune defense, while copper is required for collagen production and maintaining strong connective tissues. Pecans also contain significant amounts of manganese, magnesium, and phosphorus, all vital for bone strength. In fact, magnesium deficiency has been linked in multiple studies to higher risks of hypertension and type 2 diabetes, both of which pecans can help counter. Another standout nutrient in pecans is vitamin B1, or thiamine. Stress, both physical and mental, depletes thiamine reserves, and deficiency can lead to fatigue, poor memory, and nerve problems. A diet including thiamine-rich foods like pecans supports better brain and nerve function. Combined with the high antioxidant load, pecans may protect the brain from age-related decline. A 2018 study in Nutrients noted that nut consumption in general, and pecans in particular, was associated with reduced risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Pecans also have a practical digestive advantage. Compared to walnuts, Brazil nuts, or even almonds, pecans are gentler on the stomach and easier to digest, making them suitable for seniors with sensitive digestion. Their creamy texture and slightly sweet flavor mean they can be enjoyed raw, roasted, or added to salads, yogurt, and even healthy desserts. In summary, pecans are a nearly perfect food for older adults. Low in net carbs, high in fiber, rich in healthy fats, antioxidants, and essential minerals. They protect the heart, stabilize blood sugar, fight inflammation, and support brain and bone health. Among all the nuts you could choose, pecans may quietly be one of the best allies for healthy aging. Few foods embody the essence of longevity as strongly as extra virgin olive oil. For centuries, it has been a cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet, a way of eating consistently linked to lower rates of heart disease, cancer, and premature death. But olive oil is far more than a cooking ingredient. It is a concentrated source of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and healthy fats that directly address the challenges of aging after 50. Let us begin with its unique fat composition. Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, which makes up about 70 to 80% of its content. Unlike saturated fats that can raise LDL cholesterol, monounsaturated fats improve the balance between LDL and HDL cholesterol. A major study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, the landmark PREDIMED trial, demonstrated that participants who followed a Mediterranean diet, supplemented with extra virgin olive oil, reduced their risk of major cardiovascular events, such as heart attack and stroke, by nearly 30% compared to a low-fat diet. That is a profound difference for such a simple daily addition. Beyond cholesterol, olive oil contains polyphenols, powerful plant antioxidants that protect cells from oxidative stress. These compounds not only fight free radicals, but also help preserve telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of DNA strands. Research from Harvard University suggests that longer telomeres are associated with slower aging and lower risk of chronic disease. This means olive oil does not just improve lab numbers, it may literally extend cellular longevity. Olive oil's anti-inflammatory properties are also remarkable. In fact, one of its polyphenols, oleocanthal, acts in a way similar to ibuprofen, a common pain reliever. A study in Nature confirmed that oleocanthal can inhibit inflammatory pathways in the same manner as non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. For older adults dealing with joint stiffness, arthritis, or chronic pain, incorporating olive oil daily may help reduce discomfort naturally. The brain is another major beneficiary of olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil helps reduce the accumulation of beta-amyloid plaques, one of the hallmarks of Alzheimer's disease. A study published in Annals of Clinical and Translational Neurology found that older adults consuming extra virgin olive oil daily showed improved memory, better cognitive performance, and slower decline compared to those on a standard diet. For anyone concerned about dementia or memory loss, olive oil is a simple yet powerful safeguard. Olive oil also supports eye health and circulation. Certain polyphenols in olive oil protect the retina and microvessels, which is especially important. For seniors with diabetes or high blood sugar, its mild anticoagulant properties improve blood flow and reduce the risk of clot formation, protecting against stroke. Another benefit of olive oil is its ability to enhance nutrient absorption. Vitamins A, D, E, and K, as well as carotenoids from vegetables, require fat for absorption. Adding olive oil to salads or steamed vegetables ensures your body actually uses the antioxidants and vitamins you consume. In other words, olive oil not only nourishes you directly, but also makes the rest of your diet more effective. Finally, practicality matters. Authentic extra virgin olive oil has a peppery, slightly bitter taste with a fresh aroma of cut grass. That bite in the throat is a sign of high antioxidant content. Unfortunately, the market is flooded with adulterated oils diluted with cheaper seed oils. To get the real health benefits, it is essential to choose certified extra virgin olive oil, preferably cold-pressed and stored in dark bottles to protect its delicate compounds. In summary, extra virgin olive oil is not just healthy, it is foundational. For longevity, it lowers cardiovascular risk, protects the brain, reduces inflammation, supports the eyes, and amplifies the nutritional value of other foods. For older adults aiming to age gracefully, a generous daily drizzle of authentic olive oil may be one of the simplest yet most powerful health choices they can make. So there you have it, dear friends. 7 of the most scientifically supported foods for protecting your health after 50. Each of these foods works in unique ways. Sauerkraut strengthens your gut microbiome and floods your body with vitamin C. Arugula protects your heart and bones while lowering inflammation. Salmon delivers essential omega-3s that keep your heart strong and your brain sharp. Cod liver oil combines vitamins A, D, and K2 with omega-3s for unmatched nutrient synergy. Grass-fed ground beef restores vital iron and B12, preserving your energy and cognitive clarity. Pecans supply antioxidants, fiber, and healthy fats to stabilize blood sugar and fight chronic disease. And extra virgin olive oil, liquid gold, extends your life, reduces pain, and protects your memory. What is the common thread? These foods are nutrient-dense, low in harmful effects on insulin, and high in compounds that fight inflammation and oxidative stress. They are not fad diets or expensive supplements. They are traditional, natural foods that human beings have relied on for centuries, now confirmed by modern science to be profoundly protective. Research from Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and the American Heart Association all point to the same truth. Diet is the foundation of long-term health. Medications may treat symptoms, but food addresses the root causes of disease. The choices you make at the dinner table every day determine how you will feel, move, and think in the decades ahead. After 50, the stakes are higher. Your bones, your arteries, your brain, and your immune system all need more care than before. The good news is that care does not require complicated regimens. It requires simple, consistent habits, like adding sauerkraut to your meals, choosing arugula over iceberg lettuce, enjoying salmon twice a week, or drizzling olive oil on your vegetables. Small steps, repeated daily, lead to powerful results. So, my invitation to you is simple. Start with one change today. Perhaps swap your regular cooking oil for extra virgin olive oil. Add a handful of pecans as an afternoon snack, or treat yourself to a salmon dinner this week. With every choice, you are not just eating. You are building resilience, protecting your future, and writing the story of healthy aging. Stay tuned for our next video, where we will explore the foods that look healthy on the surface, but may secretly damage your body after 50. Until then, remember, real health is not about restriction or fear. It is about nourishment, wisdom, and making the foods you eat your strongest medicine.